The most visited national park in America isn't in California or Wyoming. It's in the South, and over 12 million people show up every year. The longest cave system on Earth? Also in the South. The last old-growth forest on the East Coast? Yep, South. While everyone's obsessing over Western parks, the South's been quietly protecting some of the wildest, most ancient landscapes in the country. These 5 spots are about to blow your mind. Number 5. Mammoth Cave National Park. If you think America's most jaw-dropping places are above ground, think again. Deep under the quiet hills of south-central Kentucky lies a world so massive, so ancient, and so strange that stepping inside feels like you've left Earth entirely. Welcome to Mammoth Cave National Park, home of the longest cave system ever discovered. How long? Over 400 miles of mapped passageways, and they're still finding more. Scientists think there could be hundreds of miles left hidden in the dark. This underground maze has stories literally carved into its walls. Thousands of years ago, Native Americans explored these tunnels with nothing but woven sandals and handmade torches, many of which are still preserved down there. Jump ahead to the 1800s, and things get even weirder. Mammoth Cave was once used as an experimental tuberculosis hospital. Yes, they actually tried running a hospital underground. Step inside the cave and everything shifts. The temperature drops, your voice echoes into forever, and the ceilings rise so high, you feel like an ant in a stone cathedral. Mammoth Cave is different from other big limestone caves because the upper levels are bone dry. That means fewer stalactites and stalagmites up top. But head down to the lower, wetter levels and things get wild. Gypsum flowers, dripstone formations, mineral textures that look straight out of a sci-fi movie. And just when you think the magic is only underground, you step outside. The park has over 52,000 acres of rolling forest, river bluffs, sinkholes, and wildlife. Mammoth Cave gives you 2 worlds in one, a mysterious underground universe millions of years old, and a quiet, sunlit wilderness above. A little spooky, incredibly beautiful, and absolutely deserving of the UNESCO World Heritage status. Number 4. Big Bend National Park. If you ever want to feel tiny in the best possible way, go somewhere that looks like the Earth is still being built. That's Big Bend National Park. Remote, dramatic, and honestly one of the most otherworldly places in the US. Sitting along a massive curve of the Rio Grande in southwest Texas, this park gives you 3 completely different environments in one trip. The Chihuahuan Desert, the Chisos Mountains, and the Rio Grande River. It's like nature couldn't pick a theme, so it just went with all of them. Let's start with the desert. Imagine endless golden earth, twisted octillo plants stretching towards the sky, creosote flats, prickly pear cactus, and spring wildflowers that look like someone spilled neon paint across the sand. It's classic desert energy, but bigger, brighter, and surprisingly full of life. Then bam, the Chisos Mountains rise straight out of the desert floor. Forested, cool, and often wrapped in mist, they feel like an entirely different world. Fun fact, the Chisos are the only mountain range fully inside a US national park. Up here, you'll find pinyon pine, juniper, oak, and even Douglas fir. Temperatures can be 20 to 30 degrees cooler than the desert below, which makes hiking feel like a reward. The Star Trail is the trek to Emery Peak, the park's highest point at 7,832 feet. The view from the top is wild. You see Mexico, the endless desert, mountain ridges, and untouched wilderness in every direction. And then there's the Rio Grande carving through the landscape. Santa Elena Canyon is the showstopper. 1,500-foot limestone walls rising straight up on both sides of the river. But the real magic? The night sky. Because Big Bend is so remote, it's one of the darkest places in the lower 48. It's an unofficial international dark sky park, and on a clear night, the Milky Way stretches overhead like a glowing river. It's unreal. Big Bend isn't a quick stop kind of trip. It takes time to get here. But once you're inside, it's just you, the desert, the mountains, and a silence so deep you can hear the wind brushing across the rocks. Number 3. Congaree National Park. If you ever wanted to wander through a real-life enchanted forest, Congaree National Park is the place. tucked into central South Carolina. It protects the largest old-growth bottomland hardwood forest left in the entire United States. In plain English, it's a Jurassic-looking swamp forest packed with giant trees, hidden wildlife, and an ancient stillness you can actually feel. The moment you step in, it hits you. Congaree doesn't just look different, it feels different. Like the forest is whispering secrets if you stand still long enough. Some of the tallest on the East Coast grow in this forest. You've got loblolly pines stretching towards the sky, massive cypress trees with those wild twisted roots, and champion hardwoods that literally hold national height records. Walk the Boardwalk Loop Trail and you'll feel tiny, surrounded by trunks rising like pillars in some leafy cathedral. Because the forest floods often, sunlight reflects off the still water, turning parts of the park into a shimmering mirror. It's one of those views that never quite translates in photos. You just have to be there. And make no mistake, Congaree is alive. Deer slip between cypress knees. Owls call from somewhere overhead. Every now and then, a bobcat might watch from the shadows, quietly judging your hiking outfit. But if you come at night in late spring, you get one of the rarest nature shows on Earth, synchronous fireflies. Thousands of fireflies blinking in perfect unison, lighting up the forest floor like some glowing, breathing galaxy. It happens in only a few places in the world, and Congaree is proudly one of them. Water is the heartbeat of this place. The Congaree and Wateree rivers flood and drain with the seasons, almost as if the forest were inhaling and exhaling. The water looks dark and tea-colored because of tannins from the leaves, giving everything this mysterious glow. If you're enjoying this video, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and smash the notification bell so you never miss deep dives like this. We're constantly exploring places everyone else glosses over, finding the legendary spots hiding in plain sight. Alright, let's jump back to the countdown. Number 2. Everglades National Park. The Everglades isn't just a national park. It's one of the strangest, most fascinating ecosystems on the planet. People hear Everglades and picture a swamp, but the reality is way cooler. This entire landscape is actually a slow-moving river, 60 miles wide, only a few inches deep, gliding across southern Florida like a sheet of liquid glass. And the wildlife is absolutely wild. This is one of the only places on Earth where alligators and crocodiles literally share the same waters. That alone tells you you're somewhere special. The moment you enter the Everglades, everything stretches out. Sawgrass prairies ripple like a green ocean, and scattered across the water are tree islands, little hammocks of hardwoods and tropical plants rising just high enough to host birds, raccoons, and all kinds of hidden life. If you want to see what Florida looked like before theme parks and traffic jams took over, this is as close as it gets. Wildlife is the main star here, and honestly, the Everglades puts on a show. Bird watchers are basically in heaven. Pink rosette spoonbills glowing in the sunlight, herons stalking through the shallows, massive flocks swirling overhead like feathered storms. Alligators sunbathe on the banks like they run the place, because, let's be real, they kinda do. And then there's the Florida panther, the unicorn of the Everglades, one of the most endangered mammals in North America. Spotting one is incredibly rare, but just knowing they're out there adds a spark to every trail. As for exploring, you've got options. Tons of hiking and biking, plus some of the best paddling in the country. For something more adventurous, kayak through the mangrove tunnels, where the waterways twist like nature's own maze. And you can't skip the Shark Valley Observation Tower. It spirals 65 feet above the prairie, giving you a full 360-degree view of the Everglades, glowing orange and gold at sunset. It's one of those moments that just stops you. Number 1. Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Taking the number 1 spot is the Great Smoky Mountains, and honestly, this was never even a debate. The moment you roll into the Smokies, you get it. This is America's most visited natural park for a reason. That Smoky nickname, it's not just poetic. The blue-gray haze that floats over the valleys is totally unreal. The Cherokee called this place Chaconage, or Land of the Blue Smoke, because the trees actually release natural vapors that create that dreamy, floating mist. But what really makes the Smokies special is how much is packed into one park. There are more than 800 miles of trails. Yes, 800, leading you to waterfalls, old-growth forests, sweeping overlooks, and rugged peaks. The star of the show is Clingman's Dome, the park's highest point and one of the tallest peaks east of the Mississippi. On a clear day, you can see 7 states from the top. 7. It feels like cheating at sightseeing. History fans get their own playground here too. The park protects over 90 historic buildings, cabins, barns, mills, and old churches, all preserved like Appalachian time capsules. Wander through Cades Cove, this gorgeous, wide valley where deer graze, turkeys strut across the fields, and black bears casually wander along the tree line. It's basically the 1800s with better roads. And speaking of wildlife, the Smokies are one of the best places in the country to spot black bears in the wild. Plus, salamanders. So many salamanders. With over 30 species, this place is literally the salamander capital of the world, which is somehow both adorable and impressive. But maybe the best part is how accessible the Smokies are. You can take a scenic drive along Newfound Gap Road, hike to Alum Cave, chase waterfalls like Laurel Falls, or simply pull over at an overlook and let the view punch you right in the soul. No extreme gear or wilderness training required. The Great Smoky Mountains are timeless, wild, welcoming, and unforgettable. A place that sticks with you long after you've left, which is exactly why it sits proudly at number 1. Alright, so after breaking down 5 of the South's most legendary national parks, which one are you hitting first? Drop your answer in the comments below. If this video showed you a side of southern wilderness you didn't know existed, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for more deep dives exactly like this. And if you enjoyed this one, check out our video on the best local restaurants in the South.